You remember last week we learned about some of the racist advertising used by one Salt Lake City restaurant back in the 20s to the late 50s.
As Jamie McGriff shows us in part 2 of this mini-series, there was another Salt Lake restaurant that promoted black stereotypes to help it become a tourist attraction.
This is not an easy subject to talk about. It's an aspect of black history many people in this generation didn't know existed. Imagine a restaurant like this, using a racial slur in its name and for a time existing in Salt Lake City.
And this is a large black man's face with a porter cap, and you would enter through his mouth into the restaurant. And this was up on Highland Drive.
It's a taste of some of the uncomfortable aspects of Utah's history.
It originated in Salt Lake City. It had a couple other locations in other states.
It's history that can be hard to digest. Lifelong Utahn and independent historian Rachel Quist stumbled across this information. It turns out this wasn't the only Salt Lake City restaurant with a racist past of exploiting stereotypes of African Americans. Another restaurant used this image in its advertising.
So post-war, it opened up in 1947. And the name of the restaurant is Mammy's Chicken Inn. And what's surprising is that it opened so late.
And Quist is referring to Gerard's Mammy Chicken Inn, the official full business name being in operation during the era of the civil rights movement.
The way that Mammy's Chicken as a phrase was used in Utah and likely elsewhere was to describe Southern fried chicken. However, the icon and the name Mammy's Chicken refers back to slavery days. And it's a highly generalized, stereotypical view of a female house slave.
It once stood at 21st South and 8th West. Here's a glimpse of the site today as a truck stop parking lot. Quist showed me the front of the menu.
All right, so you got a menu is the bigger one, and then you have a souvenir that you can take.
Here's a look at the menu when opened.
That's the back side of it. And so you can see the illustration of the restaurant, and on top of the restaurant, on top of the front door, is the icon of Mammy. But you can see it's a pretty white lady is your server. It's advertising for white people to go to this restaurant.
Quist also showed me the restaurant's advertising included a map directing out-of-towners to other local attractions.
We have the Temple, Hotel Utah, Eagle Gate, Brigham Young Monument, so those are all the icons downtown. And then they have the illustration of the restaurant that you can either get to from State Street or you can get it to it from Main Street and on 21st South.
Quist says that the last reference that she could find on Mammy Chicken Inn being in operation was December of 1960. Jamie McGriff, KUTV 2 News.